sorry for the mess, not sorry for the past, not sorry for the dirt I won't confess, not sorry for the crowd.
So, just for whoever is watching this now, this is the second time we start this chat because I'm too stupid and I wasn't recording the audio. So, we can't hide the stuff. So, I'm just going to say the truth. We have today with me, I have today with me the one and only Falk from Powerwolf. Welcome, Falk.
Hello.
Thanks a lot for being with me. For people who doesn't know this, I know Falk since a few years, and besides knowing his band, of course. And we met a few years ago because me and my company shot a few videos for Powerwolf, which
Exactly.
I have to say are the most successful videos we have in our portfolio.
Demons are Girl's best friend.
Demons are Girl's best friends. Still super proud of it. Love to watch it again and again. Love to watch YouTube reactions to this video, because if you never watched it, you have to watch it.
You should do that. A good video. There's a good shooting as well.
And around half of the video, your eyes will go, what is going on? So if you never watch it, and we can also say hello to my cat, which is sleeping.
Black cat. Okay.
Yeah, black cat. He's called Venerdì, which means Friday, Freitag for German.
Freitag, okay.
Going on. First question, usual question for these times. How are you, and how are you coping with this shitty situation for musicians too?
Well, I'm quite okay, so to speak, but as this for a musician, it's really a bad time, not playing any shows. But we used the last couple of months for the songwriting for the new album.
Mm-hmm.
And we did a lot of new stuff. So that was a little bit strange feeling. Normally, when we are writing songs, there's a break for a live period or for the summer festivals. And these times we are really working only for the new songs. So that's, I have to say that I need to be on stage again. And after that, I came back to the rehearsal room. And now we have only the rehearsal room. It's it's been a little bit difficult, but I guess, I think they are good new songs.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
Is it the whole band involved in the songwriting?
No,
how
not
does
the
it
whole
work?
band. No, not the whole band. But the main actor in this case is Matthew Greywood, the director for it. But in the end, we combine the ideas and we combine everything, the lyrics, and do a little bit some like a pre-production and something like that.
Yeah, I think many bands are going this way. Even for Boulevard, my band, I'm writing. Our album just has been released like three weeks ago, I think. And I'm already.
Congratulations for the chart position.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. It's not a top 10, but still it's something. It's our first time.
It's a chart position. Yeah. Awesome.
I was talking with a few friends who were complimenting me about that, and I'm like, yeah, but it's 93, and I was trying to figure this 93rd position. Like, imagine go to an office and having 93 people in front of you. It's a lot. It's a lot of people. But still, it's great. For a first time, it's we are super happy. And I was saying I'm already writing the new album, or at least writing stuff that it's gonna probably go into the new album. So at least that's a positive thing, because you are kind of forced to focus on that. So
and we have to do something, and I don't know when we can play live again. There is a tour planned in April in Russia.
Yeah,
I hope it will be happen, but I don't know, because no one knows nowadays.
No, exactly. We have it in January, a small tour in Germany. It's like the tour that was supposed to be in April, and now it's in January, but I sincerely have no idea. if it's gonna happen. So
And I think the people won't buy any tickets. That's also a problem. So you will start a pre-sale thing, and then no tickets sold.
But I see now here in Switzerland, at least, like this last 2 days, there was a metal cruise with, on a boat with 2 days of bands. And it's for me, which I'm an extremely paranoid person about these kind of things, it's hard to imagine that stuff happening right now. I don't know if someone would ask me if I could do it. Would you do it if someone would ask you to play a big show now?
I guess yes.
Yeah.
I'm so addicted to be on stage and do it. So I don't know if it's risky or not. I'm quite sure if someone would told me you can play whatever next Saturday a big show here in Saarbrücken or in Hamburg, and
the difference is that you play shows for a lot of people. I mean, we can be easily going with the limit, there's the 50 people limit.
Yeah, that's also, I don't know what will the future bring, which in bigger venues, we played in bigger venues the last years, but does that mean in the future, do you need to have a bigger venue for less people? Because you have this distance things and everything, and but it's quite expensive. A bigger venue is always more expensive than a small venue, and the production cost and so on and so on. And
I don't
know. I hope that there will be in the near future quite a normal life again. But it's I don't know.
I think we hope that too. And in the worst case, I hope 2021 will be a year with a lot of great albums, because all the bands had spent so much time writing songs in 2020.
Powerwolf,
It's Powerolf, for example. So 2021 best albums ever for everybody. Let's hope for that.
People can listen to a lot of music then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I see the point of view saying like that you miss the live situation, because from my point of view, when I saw you live in Hamburg last year or 2 years ago, and I saw you even during the video shootings, your way of performing, you are like a live animal. I mean, it's, I always tell you every video shooting how much I enjoy to shoot you performing, because you're different, you're special. So
thank you. I really like cameras, and I like to be on the spot and like to be on the stage thing. It's not acting like a actor in a theater. It's more like you push the button and that's me then.
Yes, that's so true. And I like your way of performing that. With the crowd and coming front row, and not being just the keyboard player behind there. And
that was for me always a very important point, not to be the boring keyboard player in the background.
Yes, like
and I hated it, and I had from the days also some bands. We played some progressive metal stuff like that, and the keyboard player was. That was always a band like the keyboard player is somewhere in the corner, and and that was I hated it. And then I came to this band where we founded Powerwolf, and it was completely different, because I could acting like I want to act on stage. I didn't even know it before, but then I did it. Then I recognized, wow, that's cool. That's great. And that is always in this live situation. It's not always the same thing I'm doing on stage. It's different every night, and sometimes, there are new elements on the stage acting, and it's even for me surprising.
You have such a peculiar style, which is the thing that really catch the eyes, and it's awesome. I have to say,
for example, when we recorded "Killers with the Cross," the video.
Yes,
and we had this scene with a harmonium, and I didn't know what can I do, how can I act in front of the camera, and then you said, okay, ready, it's going on, and then I recognize, okay, I'm doing that and that and that and that,
and it just came.
It just
was
came.
it's like a dance. It's like a natural dance that come out from you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's another nice video. I enjoyed to watch. Oh man, there was 2-3 crazy days. Like every time we shot videos,
absolutely.
are crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine that. I'm looking forward to the next one. So see what's going to happen then.
Well, I think trying to remember what was the craziest thing on the Killers.
I guess I was in a coffin.
I think the coffin thing was the craziest one, especially the coffin building.
The coffin building, and then I was lying in the coffin, and the power turned off, and I was still in there. I'm in here.
Let's say this backstage story. I'm not even sure you are aware of that, but the coffin for the Killers with the Cross video, it was not existing until like a couple of hours before we shot that scene.
I saw that,
yeah, because the owner of the location told us, there's gonna be a coffin, blah blah, and then he built it during the day, the second day, I think, of the video shooting. And as a video director, a producer, me and Chiara were like, oh man, it should have been already there. But I think we were 1 hour, 2 hours late on the schedule, and then he was done with the coffin, and we shot the scene, and the coffin was actually pretty nice and pretty cool.
Really good, yeah. Yes. But I saw him building this coffin, and I was wondering, what is he doing the whole day?
I remember going to Chiara and ask her. We are since one day here in the castle. The castle is big, but not so big. I walked around the whole castle. I haven't seen a coffin. Where's the coffin?
He's building it, drinking coffee and building the coffin.
Yeah, but this stuff happens on video shootings every time there is something special.
But in the end, it worked. So that's nice. That's the most important thing. Yeah.
You were talking before about your progressive metal band or something like that, and today while I was thinking about our chat, I wanted to ask you something, because you don't look to me like the classic metalhead, like the classic
I had long hair
guy. You had long hair?
Yeah, yes, okay. Very long hair, and a little bit more like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but I had really long hair, and I used them also on stage as a keyboard player. But
so you always wanted to be in a metal band?
A good question, because when I started listening to heavy metal music, I started with Iron Maiden and stuff like that, and at the same time I started to learn the organ. It was quite strange, because the organ doesn't really exist in heavy metal music. And but it never came to my mind to learn guitar or drums or bass guitar. So I learned the organ. And after a while, I recognized, there is no chance to be in a band.
Yes,
because I like heavy metal music. And then my first band came to me and said, we want to use keyboards like Tiamat or something like that, or a little bit string theater things. We could try. And then we did. And the thing is, in my area, there are not a lot of keyboard players around who likes heavy metal music, So that was a combination of both. And then with Powerwolf, it was like destiny, because we used this church organ. After the beginning, we used this rock organ thing, and then the church organ, and that fits so perfect to the music. And then finally, I could really use the instrument I liked, how I like to want to use it. And
how did you come with the idea of the whole Powerwolf concept, you guys? Because it's really special to me. It's if I may say, I love the fact that there is this kind of super fine line where you between the ironic thing, or it's it's clear from the YouTube comments where a lot of people doesn't get that if it's serious, if it's not, if you're a Christian band or you're not, etc., etc., etc. So I love this fact And I love the irony around a lot of the lyrics, a lot of the songs, a lot of the artwork. To me, it's I love bands which don't take themselves too seriously, which they make
it's
entertainment out of. So I wanted to ask you how you guys came out with the concept.
Well, as you said, entertainment is a good point. But when we started with Powerwolf, I would say the concept and everything was also a development. But we always wanted to be, as a power metal or heavy metal band, we wanted to be different. We wanted to use the makeup. We wanted to use some stage clothes and doing more the entertainment thing. But when we started in 2005, 2004, or even right before, it was like, my impression was that it was quite forbidden to say that we want to entertain, heavy metal music. I didn't understand it because there are bands like Kiss, Iron Maiden, and everything. But there was a time like heavy metal is a little bit, it's dangerous, it's more evil, but it's not entertainment thing. But we wanted to have it different. And then we developed our concept, and we recognized that it's in the meantime allowed to go in interaction with the fans, with the audience, and everything. And also use some irony elements and to play with the words and set it to Satan and something like that. Catholic in the morning,
resurrection by erection.
Resurrection by erection.
Yeah.
So that people could recognize that there is not a funny element, it's an ironic eye on our thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But for example, if you hear a song title like Centipeter Dynamite, you could also think that we are fanatics, religious fanatics, and we aren't. But I like to play with these elements, and Centipeter Dynamite
I like that the people still can't wrap their head around it.
It's and we always try to do that. That's a little bit a secret about what is the meaning of it really now. So our credo is metal is religion, of course, and we like cliches, we love it and we use it, but sometimes we are singing about werewolves and about horror things, so you can't really catch it at the moment, but we want to do it like that. So
in fact, people talk with you about you like a power metal band. But to me, it's more into the sport of bands like Kiss or like theatrical Alice Cooper, things like that. It's more,
Alice Cooper is a good point.
Even the live show, it's it's more. To me, it's more Alice Cooper definitely than not Iron Maiden. Okay, the music is there, of course, but the whole feeling you get from the show, from the music, it's way more than just a metal band per se.
The thing is, of course, our fan base is getting bigger and bigger the last couple of years. But first of all, you need also good songs, I guess.
Yeah, totally, definitely.
I hope so. It's always a discussion like, when other people told me, it's more easier to have a concept like you have, and then you can get more people and convince them. And I said, no, normally you need a good song. Exactly. And then you can put in the live elements, you can put in a good video. Demons Our Best Friend, for example, is also one of my favorite songs. And this song, I think it's a perfect song for Powerwolf, for me. I hope the people like that as well. And then you can put on this great video, then you can do the live entertainment to this song and to do this element.
But the song comes first.
Yeah,
song definitely comes first. Yeah.
That's
it would not work without.
It should be. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's I had a question a few days ago from one person, for example, about our band Boulevard, which was asking if we are like not tired about the sex cells, I would say, philosophy in our music. And I was thinking it's you can have a few of these things, but there is the music before. I mean, there is people
Absolutely.
writing songs before you can't do anything if you don't have the songs. At least I would say in metal music, you can do a lot of stuff without good songs in other kind of music, I think. And it's not being elitist or anything like that. It's just that metal music or rock music in general is something that you kind of need time to build, and you kind of need. So yeah, songs first, absolutely. But then,
absolutely. Luckily, we are musicians at the end.
Sort of,
yeah.
Before we were talking about the concerts, I told you that are happening here in Switzerland, but I also see a lot of bands which are streaming concerts or things like that. We also had a few offers to do that, but at the moment, my band lives far lives in Hamburg, and I'm in Switzerland. So, what do you think about these streaming concerts?
I think I don't really know. It's a strange development. On the one side, you need to contact to your fans that they can see you, that you can see that they're still existing, or that they're doing something.
Yeah.
On the other side, I don't want to get used to this new time period. Yesterday, I saw an advertising thing on Instagram. It was about new singers in Germany. I don't know. And the creator was like, come on, take the atmosphere to your home. Take the atmosphere to your flat. What's that?
Yeah, what's machine
that
behind and lights.
What's that for a development? That you can do everything at home, at least. You need personal context. You need human beings. You need the music. You have to feel the music at home, the bass, whatever.
Yes.
And that it's a strange situation, because I don't like these streaming things at all. But in the end, if there is no chance to play in the future or the next year or whatever, I'm quite sure that every band has to do something like that to present the new songs or something like that. But for me, honestly, it's a little bit boring at the end. But what can happen when you're sitting at home and watching the music? Okay, you can drink a beer or two. You know what I mean? There's no interaction with other people, and that's the feeling. And I can remember, for example, when I was at the Dynamo Festival in Eindhoven 20 years ago or even more.
Yeah, the Dynamo is a long time ago, I think.
It's a long time ago, and I was looking forward for weeks, and not only for the bands, to drive with the guys in the car, to drink beer, to whatever, to build up the tent, and to meet other people, to discuss about the latest release. What do you think about the new album from whatever? That is so important for me. And even as a musician, I'm really always look forward to go to the Nightliner, to sit around with the crew and the band members.
So much.
It's like not like holiday, it's a professional way, of course, but it's like
it is like holiday. It's that's my favorite part personally. It's what I enjoy are the afternoons, for example, of touring.
I love it. Yeah, never. To sit around, sometimes it's a little bit boring to wait for
that's my favorite part, getting bored on tour. Sometimes I sit there and we play small clubs, and it's not like you, but just sitting there and be completely bored, and sometimes I just stop, close my eyes, and breathe in me this boredom. I love it.
So totally. And that's not this online thing, the streaming things. Come on, it's not the same thing. You have to you need real life. That's my point. And there are also some this open air shows in the cinema things. What is the expression?
Yes, I saw some with the people in the cars and
and the hand clapping is with the car all the time.
That's weird.
It's really weird.
But the only good side I see from that is for the for the promoters, for the organizations, for the people working around. that business,
Yeah, they need some
cruise
money.
and things. Yeah, exactly.
They need some money, of
I
course.
see the good side in that, but from a musician point of view, it's strange.
Absolutely strange. And
So
then,
my Siri just started to talk on my phone. I don't know why, because I never use it. I wanted to ask you something. I see your hoodie.
Yeah, okay.
I know
Schwarztotgold.
I know that song. I did actually the color grading for the.
I saw it. I saw the grading.
video.
Yeah.
It was like a last minute thing. Apparently, I mean, not apparently. It was a last minute thing.
Yeah.
It was a good song.
I like it. I really like the
enjoyed
song.
it, yes.
I wrote Chris that I loved the video and the song because I love this crossover thing.
Yes, for old people like us, that come from the 90s or stuff. It's
okay.
It's a nice thing.
And it's and then we talked about the hoodie, and then he said, "Come on, I will send it to you." Thank you, Chris.
Sometimes he sends merchandise. I think on the last video shooting, he was wearing the Lord of the Lost sport trousers.
I saw that. And the training stuff or whatever. Yeah.
So I told him how much I loved them, and then the next week, I got the package at home.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask you another thing that I wanted to ask you was a really stupid question, but I never asked you about, and I think it's one of these questions that says a lot about musicians. So, what are your favorite bands?
Oh.
I know. Or bands, musicians, whatever. I had to do a few days ago, like say your 5 favorite albums and why. It's difficult. It's definitely difficult.
It's really difficult. Yeah, of course. My heroes are still Iron Maiden.
Okay.
Because I started with them, and I was lucky. I've met Mr. Steve Harris at the Wacken Open Air.
Oh, wow.
And this guy was for me like, I watched Iron Maiden a lot of times, but I was only watching, or most of the time I was watching Mr. Steve Harris because it's the guy who's writing the songs. He organized the things, whatever, and he's responsible that I'm doing Powerwolf nowadays. I would say, I don't know. I saw them, and it came to my mind then, I want to be on a stage. And then I met Mr. Steve Harris, and I was like a fanboy. Mr. Harris, could I take a picture with you? and everybody was asking me like, did you introduce yourself? You're the keyboard player from Powerwolf. No, I'm just a fanboy.
Yes, totally feel you on that.
What should he say then? Oh, Powerwolf, great band, whatever. No.
In that moment, you are back like the 15 years old fan. Absolutely.
Actually, yes. Yeah, for example, I also like Amon Amarth, really, and it was really a pleasure with these guys to go on tour in South America in March this year. It was really a good time because I like this band as the persons are really nice, and it's always it's easy to tour with a band like that. And if you like their albums, it's even better.
Yeah, totally. How was South America?
Awesome.
Was it your first time?
It was our first time. It was really. I always wanted to do that, and we got the opportunity to support Amon Amarth. And the question was, does it work? Because death metal or Viking metal with power metal. But to be honest, it doesn't matter in South America. I would say it doesn't matter even here in Europe.
No, totally. Totally
I think it fits very good, and we had a really good time. Very hot clubs, no air condition, a lot of flights every day, and
people there seem so passionate. I mean, I just watched it on YouTube videos, like from the Rock in Rio other concert.
It was really, really awesome. And then, at the end of the tour, that was in Chile. Chile was awesome. One of my best concerts I ever had. And then we got the news: German people are not allowed to enter. What was it? Colombia and Costa Rica.
Right, because it was on the at the start of the Corona.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. And then
Damn it.
we played the show in Lima and Mexico City, the Hell and Heaven Fest, and I tried until the next day in the morning to get a flight back home to Frankfurt. And we got the last flight back to Frankfurt. It was really
Crazy.
It was really crazy. And, it was like we played the show and we didn't know, did we get a ticket for going back next day. And we
so
were
you go
really
on stage
scared
with a strange feeling.
I can, when I'm on stage, I'm on that stage. That was not a problem. But after that was like checking the emails. Oh yes, we have a ticket back to Germany.
Wow.
And then we were waiting. And the funny thing was, the plane has started in Frankfurt to Mexico City and was the same plane to bring us back to Germany. And I talked to Mike from Heaven Shall Burn, because they should play also in Mexico. And then he told me, I know the pilot. What's about the pilot? I will ask him if this plane will come to Mexico and fly back to Germany. And
wow.
After an hour, he said, yes, the plane is in the air now. The pilot told me, or the company told me, it's going on to Mexico. And it was like, yeah, okay.
Oh, wow. That must be a scary situation. Yeah.
Absolutely scary. And that is, normally I'm not scared at all. When I'm on tour, I'm on a tour, it's like nothing can happen to me.
Yeah, but
this time that was the first situation I was really scared to stay somewhere for weeks, and
it was good. I mean, it was lucky at the end.
Yeah, so I entered the plane, drank a lot of red wine, watched Big Fish from what was the director?
Tim Burton.
Yes, exactly. Tim Burton.
Great movie.
It was like great movie. And
did you also play US or not yet?
Not yet. But
I'm sure it's gonna happen as soon as the things are
exactly
working.
I guess when we started to play South America, for example, then perhaps you combine US with some dates in South America. But the story is now.
If you need someone who prepares coffee for your US tour,
all right.
I can do that.
Okay.
I can film something, not backstage or stuff, because I know you have a super nice guy doing that. But I'm really good at preparing coffee with coffee machines, so I can do that.
Yeah, thanks for the offer.
Yeah. Is there any place where you have a special bond for live shows? I know it's hard to say for a musician, because people always try to be kind to your own fans and to be nice with everybody, but or if you have a special show that you still remember after so many years that was really special for you.
I think there are really a lot of shows that comes to my mind by this question, but how to say that? I would say it was the last show in Moscow, for example, when I should pick one.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, it was about 6,000 people there.
Wow. And
we didn't expect that, because I don't know, we had a big venue, but the promoter said, it's going to be 3,000, which is even good.
Yeah,
and Attila and me had a radio interview in the city, and there was a shuttle brought us back to the venue, and there was a queue outside the venue for, I don't know, 1 or 2 kilometers. I don't know. It was the whole, and they were standing there, and it was quite cold. But I said to Adela, what's there? I think it's for our concert. Oh yeah, great.
That's great.
That was really awesome. And we saw that, and that gave me such a great feeling. It was a wonderful show. It was the last show of the Russian tour, but there are so many other concerts I could mention as well. Even, for example, we have lot of kids at our concerts.
Yes.
And I can remember then it was a Bang Your Head festival, for example, and Attila was asking the crowd, "Are you possessed?" And or "Seid ihr besessen" in German.
Yeah.
And he put the microphone to the child, and then the child was like, "Yes!" and the whole crowd, was screaming then, because this young man is possessed with heavy metal.
Yes.
And
I think it's a really nice feeling to have this kind of going through ages with your
absolutely
fans.
And, but I'm really lucky. I had never really made bad experiences about that rock. Of course, there are some shitty places to play with shitty PA systems or whatever. But I
now
never
you are at the level where.
But even before, I never. Besides one, I had one bad situation when we were a support band, or even more.
Don't say that.
We were a support band. I don't know which band it was, and then the promoter put our gear on the street.
Wow.
We went off the stage and then put off the makeup, and then we had to build the gear away. And where's our gear? Oh, I put it on the street. What did you do? It's on the street.
Damn it.
We went out, and then nothing was lost. But you put it on the street. Why? Couldn't you ask someone or whatever?
Yeah. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. But okay.
Related to Powerwolf, I remember, and I think it was right before the video shooting we had for Killers with the Cross. I don't remember if it was the show just happened or I watched it on YouTube. The Wacken show. And I think it was the first year you played Wacken with Demons, the song.
Yeah,
and then I was watching on YouTube this performance of Demons at Wacken. And, I listened to the song before the video, and then we showed the video, and then the video's being released. And even if we are just the video maker, you're there waiting to see what's going to happen with the song and the video. And then to watch on YouTube that performance and to hear that crowd of Wacken singing to your refrain, even for me, it was mind-blowing.
That was awesome,
How's the feeling of playing in front of a crowd like that? I mean, of course, there are good sides in playing for small crowds and big crowds, but I can't even imagine how it could be for how many people are there? 70,000? I don't know.
It is, how to say that? I'm always nervous. Always.
Yeah.
If it is a lot of people like in Wacken or less people, but I'm always nervous about everything. And after 2 or 3 songs, then when I recognize, it works and the reactions are quite good, then it feels really like my living room. How to say it's like comfortable thing.
But can you grasp the amount of people you have in front of you when you're in that situation, or it's just like the first rows and then it's dark?
It is really difficult to see how many people are really there, because it's when we other way around. When we played the first time at Wacken, for example, then the main stage, then the reactions are in front and a little bit later at the end because sound delay and something like that.
Yeah, right. That too.
And I didn't understand that. I was on stage, oh my God, what's going on? We're going to play Wacken, and only the first rows are with us. And then I recognized, there's the sound delay thing. So everyone was a little bit later in the but how is the feeling? Back to your question. It's like adrenaline pure. It's like truck. I don't know trucks to use trucks. I don't know. It's I can't really describe that feeling. I really want to conserve that for my life, but
It's like yesterday night I watched for the first time the Bohemian Rhapsody movie about Freddie Mercury. And then you got this at the end of the movie, this scene where he comes out in front of I think it was 100,000 people at the Live Aid, and after the movie, I went to watch the original performance on YouTube, and you can't really understand how could that reflect on the performer, because he makes a lot of like eye contact with the first rows of people, but what about the 99 behind? And the biggest stage I think was the Rock Arts Festival a couple of years ago, and we played at 11 o'clock in the morning, meaning it wasn't full at all, but still the feeling of the big stage was great, the feeling of the people in front was great, but you really see just the first ones, and the rest is just and I don't wear glasses on stage, so I really can't even see the first rows.
I think one important thing is if you play bigger stages, that your acting has to be a little bit more large.
Oh yeah,
like that doesn't work. You have to
right
to do more like that. And for me, especially, I had to learn to run the distances, because when I on my position at the keyboard, stage right on a riser and run to the front, it's quite far away.
Yes, right.
Because the stage is quite big, and then oh my god, it's okay, and then you have to learn to handle it, because it's even the stage is larger.
Yes, and then it comes to your part and you are too far away from your keyboard.
Exactly. And a lot of people, or even my bandmates, always tell me, come on, use a guitar, this keyboard thing.
Of course.
I will never do it.
I used to play it with my first. I used to play keyboards in an electro band, and I had a guitar.
I'm fine with that, but for me especially, no.
I see. I know what you mean. Yes.
I don't really want to do that. Never.
Okay. I think we are fine with.
Right?
Yes. We don't want to keep this too long. I always try to keep around 40 minutes, because I don't know. I think the span of attention of humans is getting shorter and shorter.
Even if you see, for example, what is it, TikTok or something like that? Short video things. It's
never try that. I feel like if I try to open that, I'm gonna feel way too old, which I already feel like, but I don't want to push that.
The thing is, these short videos in there, I didn't have an account there, but the short videos on there, it's quite, you can see it's quite a lot of work to do it like that.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's 8 seconds, next, and then it's 15 minutes, it's over, and then it's, come on.
So with our 42 minutes chats, we are pretty old school.
Yeah, I like old school.
Yeah. Oh man, so much. I'm gonna live the rest of my life old school. So
that's great.
So thank you so much for doing this. I super appreciate it, and it was nice to see you. And I think we are gonna talk in the next couple of days for other business related things.
Yeah, for a new video with you guys.
Yes, new videos.
Would be nice.
Looking forward to.
Yeah.
And
then with the camera and put a button, and I will do what I don't know yet.
Yes, but you will find out on the spot, and we will all be
absolutely
crazy.
Bam.
Thank you so much, Falk.
You're welcome. Greetings to Kiara.
I will
say hello to Kiara. Okay.
Thank you so much. Ciao.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.